Welcome everyone to the 10th round of the Unlimited Racing 2D Season 2. Today we're here at Le Mans, France, but going into the weekend there's a massive announcement that in Season 4 there will be a rule change on grip, boost, and I think maybe speed or acceleration. It's one of the two. Speed or acceleration, it's one of the two. But yeah, right now the teams and drivers are focusing here at Le Mans, seeing whether they can somehow at least close the gap between Russell, Leclerc and Alpine, because as you can see the gaps are massive in both championships. Anyways, let's get into qualifying. For the first time in a while, it's actually a dry qualifying. George Russell last time out managing to get his first pole position of the season. The biggest question is, with 5 races to go, can anyone stop this dominance of Alpine? I wouldn't be surprised if they win every single race this season. Honestly, that is a possibility. And a fairly likely one too. It looks like George Russell so far on this lap is having a storming lap. Looks like he will get P1. P2 though will be decided between Sainz, Perez and Leclerc. It looks like George Russell though getting the second podium in 2 races. Carlos Sainz though, what a lap from him. He'll be starting right next to him. Leclerc P3 with Sergio Perez P4. And all Mercedes row 3. What a lap from both Mercs. With Lando Norris, he'll be starting in 7th. Verstappen 8th with Albon 9th and Hamilton 10th in that little battle in the championship. Aitken 11th, Schumacher 12th, Ricciardo 13th, Tsunoda 14th, Nico Hülkenberg 15th, Callum Ilott 16th, Valtteri Bottas will be starting 17th, Lance Stroll 18th, Nikita Mazepin 19th, and Robert Shwartzman P20. Anyways, everyone's starting on the soft tyre apart from Charles Leclerc and Alexander Albon. Lights out and away we go here at Le Mans. It looks like a really good start from Carlos Sainz. He uses some of those. Going down to turn 1. George Russell tries to outmuscle Sainz, but as Sainz takes the lead. Going into turn 3 effectively. Russell still has the inside line. But Sainz is still ahead. Whilst that's all happening, Perez and Gasly have managed to get past Charles Leclerc. George Russell breezes back past Carlos Sainz. With Perez P3, Gasly P4. Although, now Verstappen's just managed to make the move. I think, these are the type of races which are going to lose Charles Leclerc the title, the championship. Finishing low down in the order. Lando Norris though, sneaky from him, he takes P4. Up front though, George Russell just dominating this race, controlling this race. Doing what he's been doing best all season long. Perez, he runs slightly wide, but really good defense on Lando Norris. Norris really struggling to get past, but why have so many drivers gone with the soft tires? Are the teams expecting rain, or is it just a massive coincidence that Leclerc and Albon are the only drivers to switch strategy? Cloud is coming, so far it looks like a nice sunny day in Le Mans. Further back, we have Esteban Ocon battling with Jack Aitken. And he's at Lewis Hamilton and Mick Schumacher. Hamilton is going to go around the outside, but no, Aitken gets the elbows out. Talking about Aitken, it looks like many of the drivers, all of the soft runners now pitting. I know Charles Leclerc stayed out he's staying out because obviously he's on the hards. Whether that's the better choice, I'm not sure. I don't know. It looks like most of the drivers are going on the soft. Never mind what I've said, because it looks like Perez, Gasly and Ocon, they've all gone for the soft tires. So many of them are on the hards as Russell breezes past his teammate Charles Leclerc. Think about breezing past. Perez is going to try and go down the inside of Lando Norris. What a move that is. Leclerc is spitting now. Looks like this track is really harsh on tyre wear. Anyways, George Russell 2-second gap to Carlos Sainz. Honestly, this has been a dominant season. Lando Norris has been... Well, when was his last podium? I don't remember. I don't think it's too long ago. Honestly, I've not got the best memory. Further back, looks like Verstappen's going to try go around the outside, which then becomes the inside. What a move from Max Verstappen on Lando Norris. That was a really bold, daring dive. Whilst that's all happening though, Leclerc's gone onto the softs. He's currently running P7. Who's going to take P3 though? Will it be Verstappen? Will it be Perez? Will it be Norris? Looks like Perez for now. One driver though who's, I think he's gone slightly, he's gone slightly underneath the radar. Carlos Sainz. He's just been getting podiums, last few races. Okay, I guess we're kind of expecting Lando Norris to be in that P3. But Carlos Sainz has been doing a really good job as well. Who's that in? Is that Pierre? Yeah, that's Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, and Sergio Perez. So all of the drivers who had pitted for the softs again, they're all in. They could actually do a 4-stopper. Depends what tyres they're on. Charles Leclerc now though, he's on the soft tyre, the grippier soft tyre. It's around about now though, this is when the soft tyres begin to fade away. This is when you'd rather have the hards. George Russell's in, Verstappen and Leclerc, they're both also in. To be honest, if Leclerc was in, Verstappen would have to be in. If Verstappen was in, Leclerc would have to be in. Sainz, he gets out onto the soft tyres, so I think a 4-stopper may actually be the way to go. 4-stopper will be the way to go, I think. Max Verstappen, does he breeze past? Yeah, he does. Gets past Pierre Gasly. Yeah, 4-stopper, that is the way to go. George Russell, though, he's been untouched. So dominant, honestly. Who's that in the pits? Looks like it's Lando Norris. Lando Norris is in the pits. Carlos Sainz second, there's George Russell. If you wanted to, you could try to save his tyres, Because this has just been such a dominant performance. 6 seconds ahead of his nearest rival, Carlos Sainz. Sergio Perez though, he's in. I mean, that's the most awkward time to pit right now. Do you try go long on the hards, or do you make another stop later in the race? Surely you try go long with 5 laps to go. It's going to be tricky. It's not my issue though. That's Microsoft Williams. Sergio Perez, to confirm, has gone on to the hard tyres. Leclerc running P3, but he will probably have to pit. There's Leclerc. Leclerc's in, Russell's in, and Sainz. Verstappen's also followed them. Sergio Perez are getting held up by the back marker. At this moment, honestly, for Charles Leclerc, the most realistic he can get is P2. And for him to do that, he's going to have to clear Perez and Norris. Okay, never mind. That was very easy. Easier done than said, actually, that time. Just went through the middle of both of them. Carlos Sainz, though, been in that P2 position practically all race. Lando Norris is in. George Russell, the gap of course has closed a little bit between Russell and Sainz, but that's because Russell obviously he's on the hard tyres. As Sainz and Leclerc, they're on the slower tyre. They're on the faster tyre, sorry, but it will degrade faster. The Sainz though, 3.9, 3.2. The gap between Sainz and oh, he goes pretty wide, Sainz. Just as I was about to say, the gap between Sainz and Russell closes. You know, Leclerc could actually potentially win this race. Sainz isn't going to make it easy though for Leclerc. Leclerc now surely has the inside. Sainz is giving him too much room. Sainz has got something to fight back with though. Really good fighting from the two. And Sainz has managed to get P2 back. Whilst that was happening though, George Russell just increases the gap to 3.2 seconds. And rain is coming soon. Probably on the last lap, I'm predicting. I don't think it will come as quickly as next lap. But that was a really big move, you know, really big defense from Carlos Sainz. Behind Sainz and Leclerc. Next driver is Max Verstappen behind Verstappen. There's a decent gap to Perez, so what do you do? Do you risk going on the wet? Some drivers have. Perez, Norris, Gasly, Ocon, Hamilton. Personally, I don't think it's worth the risk. If you're George Russell, you just have one more lap and you have a good lead anyways, 4.3 seconds. That's a good lead. The rain's come down now, but don't forget, Sainz and Leclerc, they're also on dry tyres. The nearest driver on wets is Sergio Perez. Where's Perez? There's Verstappen. Perez is just crossed the line now. Russell is in sector 2. In the middle sector. There's Sergio Perez. Look at him. He could get a P2 on the last lap. Yes, he's in P2. Sergio Perez is in P2. George Russell's really struggling. Surely Sergio Perez can't get him. Russell, he struggles across the final corner. And George Russell, that gap in the final sector went from 9 seconds to 4 seconds. George Russell just about manages to get P1. Sergio Perez P2, Lando Norris P3, Max Verstappen P4, Pierre Gasly P5, Charles Leclerc, his best was P6, and Carlos Sainz P7, Hamilton P8, Esteban Ocon P9, and Mick Schumacher P10. That was risky. That was close. But of course, it was the last few laps it was the last lap actually which decided it. That was a hairy last lap. Very, very. But another good performance from Perez, Norris and Verstappen. Even Gasly. Kudos to him. But Charles Leclerc, these are the performances which are gonna, you know, when you look back. Okay, Leclerc, I think he's had the most race wins this season. But when he's not managed to win, he's been down in the dumps. And P6 for Charles Leclerc, that's just not good enough. Especially in the fastest car. I already said the P10, the top 10. Jack Aitken P11, Alexander Albon P12, Daniel Ricciardo P13, both Hasses in 14th, 15th with Ilott ahead of Tsunoda, Hulkenberg 16, Stroll 17, Mazepin 18, Bottas 19th and Schwartzman 20th. Championship wise, Russell now has managed to extend his lead. With Charles Leclerc, he's still second. Lando Norris third, you know, that was a really important podium for Lando. With Sergio Perez now taking P4 with that P2. Carlos Sainz now P5 with Max Verstappen don't count him out of the battle for P4. Lewis Hamilton, he looks like he's closer to Pierre Gasly than he is to his teammate. Alexander Albon 9th, that's Van Ocon 10th. Jack Aitken P11, Mick Schumacher P12, Nick Hulkenberg P13, Daniel Ricciardo P14. Callum Ilott and Yuki Tsunoda next to each other, just like in the race, in 15th and 16th. Lance Stroll P17, Valtteri Bottas P18, Nikita Mazepin 19, and on 7 points, Robert Schwartzman. Apple Alpine now, that gap is just massive, honestly. McLaren, it's going to be difficult between McLaren and Force India, whether, you know, who can get P2 and P3. Williams, they're in a really close battle with Alfa Romeo. And as I said last time out, do not count out Mercedes. They could come out from nowhere, you know. Haas, they've managed to now hit the 100 point mark. Red Bull on 78 points, Ferrari on 65, with AlphaTauri in last with 41. Thank you for joining me for the 10th round of the season in France. The 11th round of the season will be Japan, and yeah, that'll be in a few days' time. Of course, with schools now reopening in a few days' time, uploads will decrease, but hopefully maybe one or two a week. Anyways, thank you for being with me. Can't wait to see you for the 11th round of the season. Goodbye.